Well, good morning, everybody. This is episode 38 now on Friday. And welcome along to you and to all the viewers out there. Well, today I'd like to talk about the importance of taking care of your health during winter months. With winter still in full swing, everyone, okay? If you've got a cough or cold, get some medicine for it, and some inhalers and things like that. So this is Barry B. yours shortly today on the video. So the importance of taking care of ourselves during winter, well, like I've just said now, the importance of taking care of ourselves, looking after ourselves, and keeping others protected, okay, that's a must, okay? I haven't got my cough medicine to show you on the show today, but I will show it to you next time. So, I'm going to talk about what a cold is and how you get it. Alright, so a cold, guys, is when you've been sitting out in the cold for too long, or you've caught it from someone who already has the cold, and you haven't been wearing enough clothing, just your shorts and your t-shirt. Now, another way you can catch a cold is if you sit out in the cold for too long on a very cold day, okay? And like I say, you can get the cold by either giving it to someone else, like if someone sneezes on you or coughs on you without covering their mouth, that's how you can get it. You can also get a cold by not washing your hands properly or sanitizing. So, what you're seeing now is me wearing a mask on the video so I can protect myself and others around me. So what to do when you've got a cold? Take some cough medicine, drink plenty of food, get lots of rest, stay home if you're unwell, okay? Wear a mask like I'm doing. Sophia, do you have any comments on this?
I think you summed it up pretty well.
So what would you do if you've had a cold?
I would probably have some soup, something warm to get your chest nice and warm. Have a lot of water, like you said, and have some medicine and get lots of sleep.
Because if, let's take an example, okay? Because if you are not well to cover your shit, okay? Ring up as soon as possible so that someone can replace you, you know, because if you're very sick and you're contagious, don't come in. Stay home. You may not feel too bad, but you may get worse during the day. So, to protect yourself, have a COVID test and check your temperature. This is also very important. Very, very important. So if you've got COVID, also guys, do not come in. Do not come in. So that's basically the basic rule here. So go to the doctor, get some antibiotics, and your antibiotics should start to kick in within a few days, depending on how bad your infection is. Okay, but if the first lot of antibiotics do not work, guys, you know, go to the doctor and get some stronger antibiotics that will fight off the infection. And like Sophia said earlier, drink some food, take some vitamin C, eat some nice healthy food, and get lots of rest, because rest is the best medicine, and so is food. So, today also on the show, we're going to be talking about cakes now. Sophia, I don't know if you like cakes or not.
Love cakes.
What is your favorite cake?
At the moment, I would have to say probably a cheesecake.
So we're gonna move off the cold and food segment now, and we're going to talk about cakes. So this is episode 38 now, and here we go now with the cake segment. Thanks for joining us. Now, welcome back to the second segment of our show today. Today, I've brought in a cake book, and we're going to talk about cakes on the show today. So, I'm going to get Sophia to get my cake book out of my bag, so I will just pause that. This is called the Woman's Weekly Bake at Home Cookbook. It has lots of yummy cakes in there, and we're going to talk about a delicious cake. So, I'm going to pause this again to find the recipe. Just a second. This is a caramel slice, guys, and the prep and cook time 55 minutes plus cooling and refrigeration makes 24 slices. And I'm going to get Sophia now to read the recipe to you. Here she is.
Alrighty. So you need to preheat oven the rest.
The recipe
Sorry, Barry.
first and then the instructions.
Yep. So you need 1 cup of plain all-purpose flour, half a cup of firmly packed brown sugar, half a cup of desiccated coconut, 125 grams of butter, 2 times cans of condensed sweetened milk.
Sweetened condensed milk.
Thanks. Sweetened condensed milk, a 1/4 cup of golden syrup or treacle, 125 grams of butter, 200 grams of dark semi-sweet chocolate, and 2 teaspoons of vegetable oil. Okay, now the steps are, first you preheat the oven to 180 or 350 Fahrenheit. Grease a 20 by 30 or 8 inch by 12 inch rectangle slice pan. Line base and along sides with baking paper, extending the paper 5 centimeters over the sides. Step 2. Combine sifted flour, sugar and coconut in a medium bowl. Stir in melted butter, and then you press mixture firmly over the base of pan. Bake for 15 or until lightly golden.
Bake for 15 minutes.
15 minutes or until lightly golden. Remove from oven and let cool. Step 3. Place condensed milk, golden syrup and extra butter in a medium saucepan. Stir over low heat until smooth. Pour mixture over cooled base. Bake for 20 minutes or until golden brown, and then cool again. Step 4. Place chocolate and oil in a medium heat-proof bowl over a medium saucepan of simmering water. Don't allow bowl to touch the water. Stir until smooth. Spread chocolate mixture over the cooled slice. Refrigerate for 30 minutes or until chocolate is set before cutting into 24 pieces with a hot knife. Now, the tip is you spray your spoon and measuring cup with a little cooking oil spray before scooping up the golden syrup. This will help prevent the syrup sticking.
So, there it is there. Now, if you're going to make cakes and slices, guys, it is very important to make sure that you have enough ingredients to cook with. Make sure that you've got enough of everything, and make sure before you start that you have a clean work surface, because if you don't have a clean work bench, guys, then it's cross-contamination. So it's very important to have a clean kitchen, clean utensils, and things like that, because like I've said on many of the videos I've brought to you here, okay, it's very important that you are ready to cook and have an apron to protect your clothing, like this nice fabric here, Snoopy's Strength Club, established in 1950, but we're not talking about that. So the rule with the oven, guys, okay, make sure your oven is at the right temperature before you put anything in it. Make sure that you read the instructions before you put the cake in. Know what temperature to put your oven at. Don't have your oven too hot, because the cake will burn, okay? and then it's all your hard work gone down the drain, and you will have to start again. And also, before you put your ingredients in to the prepared cake tin or sliced tin, line it with baking paper or spray it with cooking oil like Sophia said, okay? Yeah. And why must you spray the tin or flour the tin? Well, because if you don't do that, guys, what can happen, okay, is if you go to take the cake or slice out, it will literally be stuck. And make sure that you have a suitable round cake tin which you can pour your mixture into. Okay, and make sure that everything is clean before you mix it. Your ingredient in. Because if you've got a dirty bowl or dirty utensils, like I just said, well, it's cross-contamination and germs can be very nasty. So the next cake we're going to talk about now, well, before we do that, don't open the oven door to see how things are going. Wait until the time is up, okay, and set a timer on your oven too and check on everything. And don't let the kids open the oven door either. So now, here's another delicious cake we've got here, and this is a Victoria sponge. Now this cake here has got strawberries, icing sugar, and it looks like a chocolate ganache. I think it is.
I think it's strawberry jam in the middle.
Strawberry jam.
Yep.
So here is what you need for this. Here's the plan now to read the recipe to you.
Yep, you need 250 grams of butter, chopped and softened. You need 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 4 eggs, 1/3 of a cup of milk, 2 cups of self-raising flour, 1/3 of a cup of raspberry jam, warmed, and 2 teaspoons of icing sugar. Now, the steps are, you preheat the oven to 180 degrees Celsius, grease 2 deep 20 centimeter round cake pans, line bases and sides with baking paper, beat butter, caster sugar and vanilla in a small bowl with an electric mixer until pale and fluffy, beat in eggs one at a time until just combined after each addition. Gradually add milk, beating until combined. Step 3. Transfer mixture to a large bowl, stir in sifted flour in 2 batches until mixture is smooth. Divide mixture between 2 pans. Step 4. Bake cakes for 30 minutes or until a skewer inserted into the center comes out clean. Transfer to baking paper covered wire racks to cool. And step 5, sandwich cakes with jam. Just before serving, dust with sifted icing sugar.
Now, that is a delicious cake. Cake is best eaten on the day it is made, or you can store it in an airtight container in the fridge. And I think you can store cakes up to 3 days in the fridge, can't you?
You can store it longer, it just depends how you store it.
And the next cake we've got, well, here we have now a ginger fluff roll. And here's what you need there.
You need, for the outside, you need 3 eggs, 2/3 of a cup of caster sugar, 2/3 of a cup of wheaten corn flour, 1 teaspoon cream of tartar, half a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda, 1 teaspoon of baked cocoa powder, 2 teaspoons of ground ginger, and half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 1 tablespoon of icing sugar. Now, the inside, the ginger cream filling, you need 3/4 of a cup of thickened heavy cream, 2 tablespoons of golden syrup, and 1 teaspoon of ground ginger. Now, the steps include, the first is to preheat the oven to 180 degrees Celsius. Grease 25 by 30 centimeter Swiss roll pan, line base and long sides with baking paper, extending paper 5 centimeters over the sides. The second is beat eggs and half a cup of caster sugar in a small bowl with an electric mixer until thick and creamy and sugar is dissolved. Step 3, sift corn flour, cream of tartar, bicarb, cocoa and spices twice onto a piece of baking paper. Sift a third time evenly onto egg mixture and fold flour mixture through egg mixture. Spread mixture into pan. Fourth, bake cake for 12 minutes or until cake springs back when pressed lightly with your finger in the center. Fifth, meanwhile, place a piece of baking paper cut just larger than the pan on the bench. Sprinkle with remaining caster sugar. 6. Turn hot sponge onto sugared baking paper. Peel away lining paper. Trim cake edges with a sharp knife using paper to help. Gently roll up sponge from a long side. Place sponge with baking paper seam side down on a wire rack. Cover with a clean tea towel, stand for 5 minutes. Carefully unroll cake and let cool. 7. Meanwhile, make ginger cream filling. 8. Spread filling over sponge, leaving a 1 centimeter border. Roll up firmly from a long side using the paper to help. Wrap roll firmly in plastic wrap to help keep the long log shape. Refrigerate seam side down for 30 minutes. Remove plastic wrap. 9. Just before serving, dust with sifted icing sugar.
And there you have it. So again, okay, if you'd like to cook, it is fun, but remember guys, if you make a mess in the kitchen, please clean it up. And leave the kitchen the way that you found. Look at this rubber cake here. And this is a carrot cake with caramelized pecans. Here are the ingredients.
You need 3 eggs, 1 and 1/3 cups of firmly packed brown sugar, 1 cup of vegetable oil or coconut oil if you prefer healthy alternatives, 3 cups of coarsely grated carrot, 1 cup of coarsely chopped pecans, 2.5 cups of self-raising flour, half a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda, 2 teaspoons of mixed spices. Now for the caramelized pecans, you need 3/4 of a cup of pecans, half a cup of caster sugar, and for the frosting, you need 65 grams of butter, 165 grams of cream cheese, 2 1/4 teaspoons of finely grated lemon rind, and 3 1/3 cups of icing sugar. For the instructions, the first step is preheat the oven to 180 degrees Celsius. Grease a deep 22 centimeter round cake pan, line base and side with baking paper. 2. Beat eggs, sugar, and oil in a small bowl with an electric mixer until thick and creamy. Transfer mixture to a large bowl, stir in carrots and pecans, then sifted flour, bicarb, and mixed spice. Pour mixture into pan. 3. Bake carrot for 1¼ hours or until a skewer inserted into the center comes out clean. Leave cake in pan for 5 minutes before transferring to a wire rack to cool. 4. Meanwhile, make caramelized pecans, then frosting. 5. Split cold cake in half. Spread bottom layer with half the frosting. Top the remaining cake layer. Spread top of cake with remaining frosting. Decorate with caramelized pecans. And there you have it.
So, these cakes which I've told you about, I'm going to told you about, they look absolutely delicious. And the last two recipes today, we're going to share to show you the rollets. And here is what you need for that dish.
So this cake is very similar to the other one we saw earlier, the ginger roll, but they're just mini. And you need 4 eggs, 1 1/4 cups of almond meal, 1 cup of icing sugar, 1/3 cup of plain flour, 30 grams of unsalted butter, 4 egg whites, 1 tablespoon of caster sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of pink food coloring, 1 teaspoon of cocoa powder, 1/4 cup of white sugar, 300 milliliters of thickened heavy cream, and 1/3 cup of red currant jelly. Okay, the first step is preheat oven to 220. Grease 3 large oven trays. Mark a 20 centimeter by 25 centimeter rectangle on 3 sheets of baking paper. Place papers marked side down on trays. 2. Beat eggs, almond meal, and sifted icing sugar in a small bowl with an electric mixer until thick and creamy. Transfer mixture to a large bowl. Fold in sifted flour, then stir in melted butter. 3. Beat egg whites in a clean small bowl with electric mixer until soft peaks form. Add caster sugar, beat until dissolved. Fold egg white mixture into almond mixture in 2 batches until smooth. 4. Divide mixture among 3 small bowls. Tint 1 bowl of mixture pink. Combine sifted cocoa and 1 tablespoon of water. Stir into the second bowl of mixture until combined. Stir 1 tablespoon of water into the remaining third bowl of mixture. 5. Spread each mixture onto a lined tray inside marked rectangles. Bake cakes one at a time for 7 minutes or until firm to the touch. 6. Meanwhile, cut 3 30 by 32 centimeters pieces of baking paper. Place on bench. Sprinkle each with 1 tablespoon of white sugar. 7. Turn each hot sponge onto sugared baking paper. Peel away lining paper. Trim cake edges with a sharp long knife, using paper to help. Gently roll up each sponge from a long side. Place seam side down on a wire rack. Cover with a clean tea towel. Stand rolls for 5 minutes. Carefully unroll cakes cool. 8. Meanwhile, beat cream in a small bowl with electric mixer until firm peaks form without overbeating. Refrigerate until required. 9. Spread a plain sponge with cooled jelly. Spread a thin layer of the cream evenly over all 3 sponges. Re-roll the sponges tight. Enclose rolls in plastic wrap. Refrigerate 30 minutes just before serving. Remove wrap. Cut each roll into 4 pieces. Dust with sifted icing sugar if you like. And there you have it.
Well, I'd like to tell you all these recipes that we shared with you today look absolutely great. Now we're going to talk about the Monte Carlos and honey jumbles. So, the Monte Carlos, guys, you've probably seen them in the packets at the supermarkets, or don't go and buy them again because this recipe is just for everybody that can keep the hungry hordes coming back for more and more. So fill the biscuit tin full of those delicious biscuits. But remember, there is more at once or you will not have enough room for your meal. So here are the ingredients and the steps for the last two recipes we're sharing with you today.
You need 185 grams of butter, chopped and softened, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, half a cup of firmly packed brown sugar, 1 egg, 1 1/4 cups of self-raising flour, 3/4 cups of plain flour, half a cup of desiccated coconut, 1/4 cup of raspberry jam. For the cream filling, 60 grams of butter softened, half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, 3/4 cup of icing sugar, and 2 teaspoons of milk. Now, for the method, you need 1 preheat oven to 180. Grease 2 oven trays, line with baking paper. 2. Beat butter, vanilla, sugar, and egg in a small bowl with an electric mixer until smooth. Transfer mixture to a large bowl, stir in sifted flours and coconut in 2 batches until combined. 3. Roll...
Excuse me.
3. Roll level tablespoons of mixture into oval shapes. You should have 44 ovals. Place 2.5 centimeter apart on tray. Flatten slightly, rough surface with a fork. 4. Bake for 12 minutes or until a biscuit can be pushed gently without breaking. Leave biscuits on trays for 5 minutes before transferring to wire racks to cool. 5. Make cream filling. 6. Sandwich biscuits with jam and cream filling.
And now for the last recipe. And that's the honey jumbles.
For the honey jumbles, you need 60 grams of butter, chopped, half a cup of firmly packed brown sugar, a 1/3 or 1/4 cup of golden syrup, 1 egg beaten lightly, 2.5 cups of plain flour, half a cup of self-raising flour, half a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda, 2 teaspoons of ground ginger, 2 teaspoons of mixed spice. For icing, you need 1 egg white, 1.5 cups of icing sugar, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, and pink food colouring. For the steps, you need to first preheat oven to 160 degrees Celsius. Grease 2 large oven trays, line with baking paper. 2. Stir butter, sugar, and syrup in a medium saucepan over low heat until sugar dissolves. Cool for 10 minutes. 3. Transfer cooled syrup mixture to a large bowl, stir an egg and sifted dry ingredients in 2 batches until combined. Knead dough on a floured surface until it loses its stickiness. Enclosed in plastic wrap, refrigerate for 30 minutes. 4. Divide dough into 8 portions. Roll each into a 2 centimeter thick sausage. Cut each sausage into 6 centimeters length. Place on trays 3 centimeters apart. Round the ends with lightly floured fingers, then flatten biscuits slightly. 5. Bake for 15 minutes or until browned lightly. Cool on trays. 6. Make icing. Spread cooled jumbles with pink and white icing sugar. For the icing, you need to beat egg white lightly in a small bowl, gradually stir in sifted icing sugar, then enough juice to make icing spreadable. Transfer half the icing to another small bowl, tint pink, keep the icings covered with a damp tea towel while in use.
And that is the recipe section of today's show. We do hope that you've enjoyed the segment. Now I got some news about one of our popular television shows. Well, as you probably know, the Channel 7 program Sunrise is moving to a new location. After many years, Channel 7 says goodbye to Martin Place. I will get more details about that in just a second. But Sunrise is a breakfast program on Channel 7, which is seen on the 7 Network 7 days a week. It started out as 5 days a week, being shown 5 days a week, but now it's 7. We're going to take a break and find out where Sunrise is moving to. So we'll be back with you in just a few moments. So, Channel 7 will be moving to the Everly location, and 7 News has already moved out. So after 2 decades in Martin Place, it is time for 7 to leave home. Now, Channel 7 Sydney began its life in Epping in 1956, and in 2004 continued its life in Martin Place. I actually went to Channel 7 last year before I left. So it's a bit of a sad moment for Martin Place. So if you're ever in the Everly area, guys, check out the new Sunrise and 7 News studios. They're going to be great. Well, we're going to wind up the show. Thank you for joining us today, and that's all we've got time for. Okay, so like I said at the start of the show today, if you've got a cold, stay home, stay warm and stay rested. But until I see you again on Monday for episode 39, Barry Phil wishing you a very happy weekend, okay? And the number that I close the show with every week, that is 000. Please do not lose that number unless you've got a time-critical emergency. Don't be a fool with that number, please. And I will close that. Triple O is only there to be used for an emergency. Here's the prayer now for their closing message on leaving 000 alone.
Yes, one time when I was young, I called 000 because a bird flew into our bathroom and that scared me. And my parents got called and warned to not leave their child at home. So do not call 000. They do not help you get birds out of your house. Thank you.
So don't be an absolute idiot with that number. Because the wrong call that you make the 000 could potentially cost someone like me or anyone else in your center their lives, and even the community houses that we live in. Okay, so be very mindful. And I'm going to put it out there that you might think that 000 operators are busier than you might think. So really do think I use your urgency and emergency before you dial the 3 zeros on the 3 donuts like I call them here. That's my nickname, the 000. And on that note, guys, time for Sophia and I to go now. Have a great weekend. See you next time now. Bye-bye.